Tesla 130,000 units delivered in Q3, but no China 4 million vehicles. What's going on? This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Thanks once again for joining us. If this is your first time, welcome. Repeat visitor, welcome back. We wanted to take some time out to review the delivery numbers and some of the implications of this going forward. So the main thing that's going on right now, well, we also wanted to thank our Patreon supporters. Your support really makes a difference in the existence and success of this channel and is greatly appreciated. So what we wanted to focus on today is the fact that, yes, we have numbers from Tesla indicating that there are 130,000 deliveries. Now, that doesn't say what production is. I think there are another 20K cars that are sitting ready to be sold around the globe. I wanted to review with you, first of all, what those numbers were, some of the implications of that, and then move on to perhaps where are the larger numbers that we're looking for to really drive the success of Tesla going forward. So, yes, we had 130,000 deliveries. One could suggest then that we're probably looking at a third, maybe even a half of that being China Model 3s and the remainder being other types of vehicles that were sold around the world, with the largest market being the US. The next problem we're kind of running into here is the market actually, the stock price actually fell on the news that we just got. So the question mark is, what are the implications of that declining stock price? Well, there is the problem of the fact that the market was looking for perhaps a higher number of deliveries, something in that 150 range, to suggest that the company was really doing well. So what's kind of implied right now is that until we have support from the analysts and others, we're kind of stuck in the 400 to maybe 430 price range. And with some upgrades and other sort of supportive comments, we might be able to get some better numbers in terms of where the stock price is, etc. So when we actually had a story that we did where China was forecasting about 4 million vehicles from Tesla in about 3 years. And the question that someone asked after we did that story is, where are those China sales and why have they not shown up yet when there are that many vehicles that are being waited upon by Tesla and expected by the Chinese government? So the answer we have for that one is just the fact that as Elon is hyper-focused on, we have different pricing tiers, meaning that the number of people that can afford a $40,000 versus a $30,000 versus a $25,000 Tesla with 250 to 300 miles on it is completely different marketplaces. And so as Tesla is able to move down market, we now have a broader number of consumers who actually are ready, willing, and able to purchase. So I guess the most interesting or obvious item that's popping up regarding this is the fact that, yes, Tesla has now started shipping Chinese vehicles over to Europe, but we were actually told by one of our friends of the show from China that because China tends to operate in sort of multi-generational families, the problem with the Model 3 is that while it's an excellent vehicle, it actually presents some real challenges to many Chinese families because particularly in dense urban populations, you have a large number of family members in the group and the cost of parking those vehicles is really high. So as a result, there are folks having to make hard choices about which vehicles they'll purchase. And so in my mind, one of the other variables that's hampering the growth of Tesla's sales is exactly that. Right now, we don't have we actually don't have a good system going where we actually have the kind of vehicles that the Chinese population really wants to see. And our guest or friend of the show in Shanghai suggested that he felt that there was unlimited demand when it came to the Model Y, but he saw it difficult over time for the Model 3 to be successful in this environment. So what do I mean by that in this case? Well, in essence, what we're saying is that as soon as the Model Y comes out, the order backlog for that vehicle is actually very large. So what we're expecting to happen is as soon as Model Y is introduced, it becomes its own category and represents 59% of vehicle sales in China. And in the absence of that, Tesla has kind of run through its order reservation for the Model 3, and hence they currently have the need to ship vehicles to Europe and other places in order to keep the production lines in Shanghai running. So I guess you could argue that this is kind of bad news, but on the other hand, the fact that the Chinese vehicles are lower cost to produce actually sets up a situation where we actually have profit margins rising for Tesla as those Chinese vehicles are being shipped to Europe and elsewhere, because those are not coming from the United States. So clearly, I think that part of the drag on the stock price right now is I really think China is a secret weapon. And the question mark is, when do we get those Model Ys to fill the production gap? And the longer we got to wait for those, I think it'll influence growth rate of Tesla for now. As you can anticipate, the next question is, once we get those Model Ys out there, what happens after we blow through that production demand or reservations? And the answer is obviously the cheaper version starts to hit. So this is why the transition in batteries, less cobalt is a big deal. There's just a number of variables that are sneaking in to be impactful of what's going on for the company. So as you know, we're fans of Tesla. We want to see the company do extremely well. And there are challenges out there, like we have the wind challenge that you hear now, but we do have an awesome view here that we are currently looking at. So I wanted to, in general, review what was going on with the situation. We're thinking positive on what the analysts are going to have to say, but we're hopeful that we see these new vehicles to help boost Tesla's overall numbers. And we'll keep you apprised of the situation as we learn more. As usual in our show, we bounce to our health tips. First, wanted to encourage you to consider 25 leg lifts while seated with a 5-pound weight on your leg, 25 per. Also wanted to encourage you, do not go to bed within 4 hours of eating, preferably at minimum 2, to let the food digest so you don't get acid reflux or issues in that regard. The third item to mention today is try maintaining the same sleep schedule for a couple of weeks. And this will allow you to get in a great situation where you don't have loss of sleep as a result of your body getting into a strange rhythm. And so the more consistent that rhythm is, the better it is for your health. And then finally, no more than once a week fried foods is also a recommendation. At any rate, I want to thank you for taking time out to join us on our Q3 update. Sorry about the noise, but wanted to get a chance to include the water views behind me, and I hope you enjoy. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Tschüss, macht's gut, au revoir, lehitro, Hebrew, Hoda, Hafez, Farsi, Ni hao ma, hello in Chinese, Zdravstvuyte, hello in Russian, Hey do, Swedish, Namaste. And in Jamaica, we say, enough respect, walk Woodman. Thanks for joining us and have a great day, and bye for now. look forward to your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us.